The Education Secretary Gillian Keegan was the Minister for Care and Mental Health for a year of that time, from September 2021, at the time when Darek received round-the-clock support from home. And in just a moment, Kate Garraway has some questions for you, Gillian Keegan. But just before we get to that, we want to talk to you about what you're talking about this morning. You have money for high-needs places, not in the care system, but at schools. This is for children with special educational needs. As far as I understand it, this money is being announced. It was first announced in the 2021 spending review, so this isn't new money.
This is £2.6 billion, which is to build more schools for kids with special educational needs and more places, either in mainstream or in specialised schools. So it's 60,000 new places. And this is the last tranche of it, 850 million, which is the last release of that, which is going to build many more special educational needs schools. So we'll be announcing where they are as well in the next few weeks. So it is the last part of that. And it's really important because any of your viewers who have children with special educational needs, you know, they may be struggling, some of them, to get a place or to get the right provisional support for their child, which is why we've been very focused on building an improvement plan which has got not only 60,000 more places, and we'll be the first government to ever do this, look at the capacity, look at what the need is, and then to invest in new places, but also more educational psychologists, 7,000 more Senkos, more speech and language training. So there's a full plan to make sure that, yes, we have had a big increase in children with special educational needs, and that's probably because we know more, we know more how to diagnose, but we really want to make sure we get the right services in place to support parents.
Can you, I wonder, address the continual failings in our social care system? You were Minister of State for Care from September 2021 to September 2022. And that date is so significant because, as you'll know, our Kate has a documentary documenting the final year of Darek's life. Kate's here with us this morning. You have the minister there, Kate, who knows that she was in charge for 1 year of the time that you were caring for Darek. What do you think you'd want to find out from Gillian Keegan about some of those failings?
Well, I have spoken to you, haven't I, Gillian Keegan, about this when you were a minister in that position, and I've spoken to other ministers responsible for this throughout the time that Darek needed care, because unfortunately one of the things about care is that actually, you know, you really only feel it when you're in it, which is one of the big challenges and what this documentary is about, because it's coming to all of us, isn't it? We'll either need care or will be a carer at some point in our lives. But I guess one of the problems is that it seems we've got to a place where we feel like this is unsolvable, that every party goes, oh, care, oh, there's not the money, there isn't this, there isn't that. But fundamentally, having support when you're at your most vulnerable is our fundamental principle of society. The NHS is extraordinary. It does it brilliantly, and we'll all, I think, fight to keep that in place. But when you come out of hospital, you are on your own, and you can fight and fight and fight, but the system somehow makes you feel like you're always losing.
Why is that?
So we all have to get together.
Gillian
Why is
Keegan.
that, do you think?
Well, first of all, it's the first time I've seen you, Kate, or seen you on screen, and I just want to say, you know, sorry, so sorry for your loss, and you know, it is tragic, you know, what happened in your circumstances, but you know, I know that there's millions of people who are looking after loved ones right now, probably tuning in to your programme, and many of them, you know, trying hard to get the support that they need. I think the fundament, and it is true that the social care system is a really important part of our system, and we have you know, some plans to improve our social care system. But it does.
Gillian, what are those plans?
So the first one is the workforce. The most important thing, and one of the things that I think is key to people not being able to get the support they need, is enough people working in social care and staying in social care. So there's, but also for unpaid carers as well, lots more support in terms of respite, because we absolutely rely on people who are caring for their loved ones, and if they don't get the support they need, then we really would suffer even more. And you talked about the NHS, because actually it's all part of the same system. I was at a hospital last Friday. Often, discharging patients, the problem is getting the right social care package. So it is really important that we get it right. It is largely a workforce issue to make sure that we have, so there's a lot more money going into, building the workforce, building also the ability to progress in careers so people can get on in the workforce.
Can I interrupt? You have been in power since 2010. You're speaking about it as if this is suddenly a problem that's dropped into your lap. Why are we in this situation 14 years after you've been in government?
These are huge demographic changes that are impacting people in most Western countries, and these are things that as you say, there's it's a long-term problem, and it's one that it's difficult to solve. So there's
Boris Johnson stood on the steps of Downing Street in 2019, said he had a plan he was going to deliver. Why can the political parties not, as I wondered earlier, why do we treat this as a political football, where the Conservatives say that Labour's plans for care are a death tax, and Labour say the Conservatives' plans for care are a dementia tax? Why can you not all just put a line that is exactly the same in all of your manifestos, agreed, this is what we are going to do right now if we win the election?
Well, if you remember, we did do that, and we put in additional tax to specifically pay for some of the reforms in social care and some of the unfairnesses we see
in our social...
national
insurance rise?
Yes, and of course...
your Chancellor has just cut national insurance.
Yes, and of course we had that rise, and we had that, and then we had to deal with COVID, and then we had to deal with other things.
So you've literally just cut away the extra support?
No, we've still got some of the support in place for social care, but, that was part of the model. And we do still have, a number of parts of that are still ongoing. One of the big parts of it, and this is another unfairness in our system, and if you remember the Theresa May election, where she did try to address it as well, and it went terribly wrong for her. Most people, as Kate said, they don't really know much about the system until you're in the system. So most people don't know that actually, you have to fund your own social care up to a point, and that's something about our system that many people don't understand.
Kate puts it very succinctly in the documentary tonight when she says that until this happened to her and to Derek, they thought that the care system was there to catch them, and what they discovered was it was there to catch them out. And as you, I'm sure you know, the latest opinion poll on this has shown that the satisfaction with care, social care, is at its lowest level in the UK that it's ever been. 13%. Only 13% of people are satisfied with it. We're going to have to end this interview with you here because we want to talk to Kate about the documentary tonight. But you do accept that you have a mountain to climb, don't you?
We have a huge social care reform programme, which also includes 327 million to help people like in Kate's position, and is also looking at workforce, which is one of the key things to address.
Get the crampons on, get the ropes out and get climbing, because it needs fixing. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you.
Right,